Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Image VI, and we are back for another Grand Theft Auto 5 gameplay. Sorry that I'm actually trying to do something right now. Alright, you might be able to see the TV in the bottom left corner of your screen, the bottom right corner of your screen, but whatever. I just tried to make it as best as I could. I might be making another video. But anyway, today, I think I will be telling you a life story. Something that happened to me in the school year. This year. So yeah, basically, this year, I had probably one of the worst reading teachers I've ever had. And she would let's just start out with the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year wasn't too bad. I mean, I was in advanced reading and all that, and so they obviously expected us to be a little bit better than most of the kids who were in regular. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. I mean, I normally wasn't the person that would be like the smart kid in class. I was more or less the person who would make jokes. I was more or less like a class clown or something or other. But yeah, so anyway, no crap. Alright. So anyway, basically, in the beginning of the year, I sat in the back of the classroom because I never really wanted to, be in the front. I mean, because then, you have to answer all the questions, and I'm never good at answering questions. Still try, but I always fail. So anyway, after, a bunch of question asking, because she moved me to the front, because of course she said I was talking, and this is, where it all started, and I started getting really bad because she said I was talking and everyone else was talking and I was just doing my work, and then she's like, "Oh, Kyle, quit talking, you have to move to the front now." And I was with a bunch of my friends in the back, but they were all talking, so of course she thought I was talking with them, but I wasn't. So then she moved me to the front, and I was really mad at this point, and this is where it all started. So the next day I walk into school, and then I go to sit in my spot that I was in before she moved me, and then she's like, "If I see you do that one more time, I'm giving you a referral." And for those of you that don't know what a referral is, it's kind of like a detention or something, but you don't actually have to go serve the time at your school or whatever, but it does go on your record. And I'm like, okay, jeez. So I sit down on my seat and all of this and that, and then I realized she's like, "Okay, class, pass up your assignment that you guys were supposed to do in class yesterday, whatever." And then I'm like, oh crap, because I didn't have it. So then I told my friend, I'm like, "Hey, do you have it?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, oh my freaking god. And then the girl next to me who sits to me, she was just like, "Oh my gosh, that's I'm so offended because you just said frickin'." And I was just mad at this point. I'm like, how? We're in 7th grade. Pull it together. We can't just, sit here and act like nobodies. So anyway, that's basically how the first, half of the year went. And then the last half of the year was really bad. So what started to happen is, my friends would start to talk more, and I would start to talk less. And then I would start getting in trouble more for some reason. And then I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I wasn't talking." And then she's like, "That's too suspicious because you never talk." And then I'm like, that makes no sense whatsoever. It's suspicious that I don't talk, so you're going to blame me that I am talking. So it was really, really weird. And then at this point, let me tell you the last couple weeks of school what happened. Basically, I was just here. Well, the first story is there was this thing for I think it was for high school, and then you have to you had to sign a waiver and do all this, and then do a bunch of stuff for your classes and figure out what class you're going to be in and do all that. So then basically our teacher was explaining that, and then everyone was grabbing their backpacks and getting ready to go, and then she's like, "It would help a lot if you would shut up, Kyle." And I wasn't even talking. I was just picking up my backpack and picking up pencils or whatever that I needed to do. And then I just was so mad at this point. I just threw my backpack across the room, and I'm like, "I didn't do crap." And then I'm just like, you always make me upset, and I never talk, and I never do this, and I never do that, and all that other stuff that I said. And yeah, that basically got her to like step away for just a couple of days, because it didn't go away forever. But yeah, so it got away, I guess you could say, for a couple days. And anyway, so after that happened, we went down to the cafeteria where that assembly was for the high school thing. And then you were supposed to you were supposed to go there like when class started, but since she kept us captive or whatever doing some type of test, what we had to do is we just had to like wait there. So anyway, we went in to the cafeteria and no one was answering the door. So I just kept like pounding on the door, because like at this point I was furious, so I was just like pounding the door, and then the principal comes and opens it, and she's just like, there's a front door, right? And I'm like, okay. So yeah, and then a couple last days of school, we have like, I have like a pop quiz, and I was just mad because like, what person gets a pop quiz on the last day of like the second to last day of school? And of course it was me, as always. Yeah, no, I'm being serious though, because like, she only gives it to me. So hang on, let me try to focus this. Alright, that's better. Alright, so yeah, she like only gave it to me, and then I failed it or whatever, because it was just like I don't even know what it was on. It was on something I didn't even know. But anyway, so that happened, and I was like really mad, and I'm like, does this count as a grade? And she's like, ooh, well of course it counts as a grade. It's like, wow, thanks for like making me fail or whatever. So then I had a D in the class, and then I get to be on probation because I'm in a magnet, which is like something for a type of school program thingy, like law and business and all that. So I was gonna be put on probation, and then I'm like, this can't happen. It's the end of the year. It's the last day of school, and she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. And yeah, so I was like really mad at that point, and then I just gave up and walked down. And then I went down to the office, and I'm like, oh, this and that, and the quiz, and that wasn't supposed to be necessary, but they didn't give a crap. So I sat there, and then I had to explain it to my parents and do all that, and that was really annoying. And yeah, but yeah, so that's basically how my reading class went for 7th grade. All the other classes were actually okay. They weren't that bad. Math class was actually another problem. It wasn't the worst, but as I can say, it actually probably was pretty bad. We never learned anything in math. Our teacher would just sit there on the computer, and he would let us go on our phones, which was obviously fun, but in the long run, that's not good. And he just gives out like pop quizzes, and we don't even know crap because he doesn't teach us anything. And then, of course, we all got bad grades. Of course, the good kids got the good grades, and the bad kids got the bad grades, because the time that he did teach us, most of us were on our phones, because he randomly just teaches. He doesn't have a set time to teach. Or he does have a set time to teach, but he just doesn't teach it in that time. I guess he doesn't when he wants to do it, but whatever. I'm not arguing with that. But hang on, let me get out of this. I'm actually gonna have to run over there. Sorry about that. So yeah, and we didn't learn crap, and we just like sat there the whole time. And one funny thing he would do, and everyone else would copy it whenever I was like talking or whatever, because I would occasionally do that, because who knew that we were learning, because he never teaches us. And then I'm just like talking and whatever, and then he's like, I don't know how he does it, but he's like from New York, and he's like, Kyle, shush. And it's just hilarious. And then like after he says that, all of my friends, they're all like, Kyle, shush. It's just funny. Sorry, hang on, I just need to concentrate really quick. Alright. So yeah, that was pretty funny, and What the heck? Oh, no wonder. Okay, so, yeah, that was pretty funny. And that's how math class went. The rest of my classes were okay. I didn't have a problem with them. But yeah, and the school in general is actually pretty big. I would always get detentions for being late to my classes because I have to walk across the whole building. And it's the biggest school. We have the biggest middle school in the biggest middle school in our county. So, and they all have the same limit, which is 4 minutes to get to each class, which is pretty stupid for our school because our school is the biggest one, but whatever. And that was dumb because you get 3 lunch detentions and then you can't go on any field trips and do any of that. And hey, I'm really quick. This ramp is really hard. It took me forever to get it before the video. See if we can get it first try. Yes, we can. That was easy. Okay. So yeah, and then I'd always get lunch detentions and I'd never be able to go on the field trips. And trips that weren't as fun, I never really wanted to go on and all that, I didn't go on. Which is common logic, I guess you could say. Yeah. But, so that's basically how my year went. This will be, actually, I might be posting one more video later today because we will be here a little bit longer than expected. That's why I wasn't talking about anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for 15 subscribers. Let's go for another 5 likes on this video. Thumbs up for that nice Tron colored Zenturno. And yeah, so just thinking of changing my profile photo for YouTube. I don't know, because it looks kind of cheesy with me as a 5th grader. But whatever, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Let's go for 5 likes on this video. This is ImageVI and/or Kyle14, and I will see you guys later.